Let's light that fire. Okay. So we're working with a little different theme today. Often it's water, but today it's the heat. And we've all been a little cold. I am very comfortable in this position, and if you are comfortable in a lotus or seated position, then it's a great way to meditate. But if you need to be lying flat, or if you need to be seated on cushions, please make yourself comfortable, because being distracted by your physical body is kind of the opposite of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make the physical body aligned and supportive with our breathing and with the relaxation, not something that's an additional distraction. So, first I want you to start that breathing that we've talked about, where you're inhaling as if through a straw, where you're drawing the breath from back up in here, and the breath is like a pulmonic machine. It sounds continuous, and it actually acts as a bellows to the light and the fire that is within you. I mean, the breath fuels that fire, and I'll explain a little more how it does in just a few minutes. Yeah, I'm making sure I don't light on fire. Okay, so as you inhale, you're slowly drawing the breath in as though through a straw, or like you're drinking a milkshake. And exhaling, sustaining the note of your exhale until you're completely empty. Take your time. Take your time. As you're breathing, I want you to feel the binds that tighten in your neck, relaxing, melting and softening down into this swoop of your shoulders, and soften your jaw. Clenched, with soft. Relax even the scalp beneath your hair. And imagine that your shoulders are melting down the back and through the arms and hands. Continue breath. As you're breathing, if you draw up the pelvic floor down in here, the mula bandha, and you hold that contraction, and as you drink in the breath, the lungs and the diaphragm are going to push down into and against that upward pressure of the mula bandha. So you're going to draw up the pelvic floor and draw down the lungs, the diaphragm, so that the breath draws in and it expands against resistance, and thusly your side ribs are expanded and the back ribs along the spine are expanded along the spine. And so your intercostals are even expanded, and the binds that tighten them together and limit your breath are released. So drink in that breath. Shoulders melting down the back, jaw softening, your scalp relaxed, and the ties that bind the neck, released, melting. In the crease of the hips, imagine that melting down the body into this little scoop of the hip is any tension. So as you breathe, you're holding the Mula Bandha, lifting up the pelvic floor, breathing in so the diaphragm and the lungs sink against that pressure, causing the internal ribs, the intercostals to be stretched, and from scalp, down the neck, down the shoulders and back, and into this scoop of your hips and thighs is melting. As you continue, imagine that the little light inside of you, that internal light, that it shines. What color is that internal light? Let it become warm. Let it warm until it glows. From just a white light, let it become amber, molten, a fire jewel. This is the solar plexus chakra. And this is that internal light, your sense of outward expression and of confidence from within. As you continue to breathe, drinking the breath in so that from your lungs down, expanding against the upward pull of the pelvic floor, causing your ribs to expand the intercostals to the side and to expand along your spine, the back ribs. Feeling from your crown, feeling from your crown down your neck, down your shoulders and that slide of them, down your back and spine, and into the scoop of the hips and thighs, softening. Feel the bellows of the breath working against the bandhas. Because as you do, the chakra you can imagine as energy flowing through you, from behind through the front. And as that energy flows, it comes from your root, from your Mula Bandha up, resisting the breath downward, and there is caused a spin, a rotation, slow but steady like a pinwheel, rotating like petals extended forward and outward. And this is your outward reach of that inner light. Make sure that you're letting it flow from behind you, through you, as it comes up from your core and your earth-centered root into your body, and from your crown and your God-centered, creator-centered light into this center where everything can then be expressed out. And I would like you to imagine that little light now amber and molten and glowing, spiraling and reaching out as far forward as it can reach. Feel the light emanating and rolling out from within you. And simply be filled by the abundance of the light of earth and creation from the Creator with the created who creates, because all art is created. All that is created creates. And so let us create and let that light emanate from within us. Now, if you find yourself enjoying this, but your head is forward thinking, let the crown of your head float out so that this light comes forward, so that the scoop of your hips to thighs is melting, and so that your root chakra, your sacral chakra, here, as we've just discussed, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat of expression with the word and voice, your third eye that sees beyond what your eyes see. In all honesty, sees beyond the BS and what is real. And this crown chakra, let them all be aligned and let this flow forward, coming from behind and through and out and rotating. Paris Hilton, that's hot. You guys, enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful evening. I will.